Hello, my name is Marcia Forbes. I serve as chairperson of the United Way of Jamaica and bring you warm greetings on behalf of this charitable organization now celebrating its 35th anniversary. The primary mandate of the United Way of Jamaica is to mobilize resources to transform lives. During this coronavirus COVID-19 pandemic, all of us at the United Way of Jamaica are concerned about the health and well-being of people across the world. We're especially concerned about Jamaicans, those at home as well as those in the diaspora. We have long been supported by the men and women of our Jamaica Constabulary Force. They have been outstanding donors through our workplace giving program, with over 7,000 members of the police force who give to United Way of Jamaica. We recognize the service to our country by these frontline workers and pledged $2.5 million to assist them in carrying out their duties. This money is being specifically designated to purchase personal protective equipment such as gloves and masks for members of our police force.
Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the late one this Sunday evening in the UK, the 1st of November. Yes, November is here. Black History Month is finished now. And tonight, my special show is going to be, I'm going to show you something here which I devised recently. And it's actually connecting with Jamaica. Connecting with Jamaica is so crucial. And here we go. Look at that. Connecting with Jamaica, the late one, Connecting with Jamaica, Sunday the 1st with Paul Cole and with your host, myself. Now, why I said that is because it's the first of many. Because as a Jamaican in the UK, I believe that with all the shows that I've been doing, I've been focusing on Brexit, this, that, focusing on the COVID, focusing on the youth. But I said I want to make a specific time to focus on Jamaica, focus on the yard, my yard, straight out of Ochi, which I am. And I said I want to do that. I mean, I'm even working on trying to get Mr. Mark Golding and Lisa Ann on the show. And even next week, I'm going to have Miss Rhoda Crawford. I mean, I'm just going full out just to navigate with Jamaica, connecting with Jamaica in many different aspects, not just about the politics, but the richness of our culture. But tonight, I want to speak about how Jamaica is coping with the pandemic. Of recent days, if persons have been following what is happening in the UK, we're on our way to lockdown this Thursday. And there's a young gentleman called Mark Rashford. He's a footballer. Those who are in football here. Mark Rashford is in the process of, challenging the government, getting them to give food to young children during the midterm. And the people are destitute. But what I find at the same time, I was talking to Paul about Jamaica, and Jamaica somehow got the right fix, whereby they're not just aiming for government to do this, but corporate society and people are actually working on this. So without further ado, I'm going to bring in Mr. Paul Cole, all the way from Jamaica. Paul, how are you doing, sir?
I am doing very well, Sylvan, very, very well. I'm very happy to be on your show this evening. Thank you for having me.
Yes. And ladies and gentlemen, Paul, I don't know if you are having a echo on your side there. If you can turn down maybe your speaker or so. I don't know if that's
okay. Let me
check.
Speaker. Yeah. I've done so. Is that
still there? That's better, Paul. You got it right there. We discussed the other day how Jamaica is more advanced than the UK.
in certain things. I think basically it's to do with when you look at the resources that we've got relative to what we could achieve with those resources when compared to the UK. If
Yeah.
probably if we had all the resources you had, probably we would not be so efficient in the usage of our resources. But having lived in the UK for 37 years
Yeah.
and make a comparison with regard to how things operate down here,
Yeah.
the resources that we have, if you were to do a cost benefit analysis, we are utilizing our resources far much more efficiently than that which I observe is being done in the UK.
So you're
I would
so you're showing off on us then.
no, not showing off. Basically, as I said earlier, probably if we had the resources that you had, probably we would not be using it as efficiently as we are because we are lacking in resources.
Yes, yes. Okay, well, ladies and gentlemen, Paul. Well, I know Paul for many years now, since being involved a lot with the diaspora organization and going to Jamaica. But Paul is a chartered accountant. Career started as a trainee accountant with the firm of Chartered Accountants London, UK, qualified as an auditor, gained significant finance corporate operating experience across broad range in finance, business valuations, managed and executed many services over 25 years, even though he looks like 29. But anyway, if that's what he says, 25 years. Paul holds an MBA from the University of Manchester, UK, Fellow of the Association of Chartered Certified Accountants, ACCA UK, Chartered Management, ACM UK. Paul holds a certificate of public practice. And ladies and gentlemen, I just want to say that I've just skimmed over 10% of it. But that gives you a flavor. Paul, the reason why I coined the phrase for this show today as Jamaica coping in a pandemic and its independent support structure. As I mentioned about Rashford earlier, about how is Jamaica coping with this lockdown now? It's not as if to say in Jamaica, like in the UK, there are support structures where if someone become homeless, they can go to the dole. If someone is on benefit, they can go and get the support. How is Jamaica coping at this time with pandemic, and from your perspective on the support base?
Well, basically, we could look at it from the perspective in terms of assisting the citizens in Jamaica. That is the angle from which I'm going to come.
Yes.
We do not have sophisticated welfare structures in Jamaica as you have in the UK. So therefore, we are dependent upon corporate Jamaica and also non-governmental organizations in Jamaica.
Yeah.
We have at United Way of Jamaica, the largest NGO in Jamaica. We collaborated with the private sector organization of Jamaica, and they provided considerable amount of resources in terms of enabling us and facilitating us to provide a lot of care packages for vulnerable people, particularly those in the inner city communities. For example, the National Continental Company Limited, that is known as National Bakery, they partnered with us and provided considerable amount of their goods, bread, buns, biscuits, and it was as a result of a collaboration with the private sector organization of Jamaica. So we were able to prepare a number of care packages and distribute those in the inner city communities. Also, the churches in Jamaica, from my observations, have been very proactive in assisting their members, providing care packages and providing some kind of funds. In the early stages of COVID, I don't think that this will be sustainable in the long run, because the fact that I didn't think that all of us anticipated that we're going to be in COVID-19 environment for the long run. So we have been very proactive in terms of helping those who are the most vulnerable members of our society. And it's coming from private individuals and organizations and NGOs.
Okay, so let's step into the background of the United Way now. United Way, and it seems like, based on what we just spoke about with United Way, it seems like we might be looking at different organizations at another time. But focusing on United Way, give us a background of a United Way, because it's an international organization, isn't it?
Yes, United Way of Jamaica has been in operation for 35 years. As a matter of fact, we recently celebrated our 35th anniversary.
Yes, yes,
And there is a video on YouTube where your participants in this program
yes.
could go and view and to see what we do. But I'd just like to bring you to the mission of United Way of Jamaica. The mission of United Way of Jamaica is to mobilize resources to transform lives throughout Jamaica. So we are in the transformation business.
Yes.
We are in the business of mobilizing resources and making that connection with those who are in need to transform their lives. So that is our mission.
And I noticed as well, it says all children receive like the key one, quality education that offers a pathway to a brighter tomorrow. Cycle of poverty and financial dependence ends, and productive livelihood begins for even the most disadvantaged.
Indeed.
Everyone receive effective health care that improves the quality of life. Paul, when I listen to this for a second, it almost sounds a bit like Vision 2030.
Well, as a matter of fact, what we do, we've aligned ourselves with the goals in Vision 2030.
Yes.
Vision 2020 or Vision
2030. 2030, yeah.
Yes, we have aligned many of our goals with Vision 2030. As a matter of fact, we also collaborate with government ministers to inform them of what we're doing.
Yes.
And we do get, I must say, subvention from governments in terms of helping us in the work that we do.
Yes.
So basically, in terms of social care, we're doing a lot of things that the social structure, the welfare structures or structures to help people are not as elaborate as that which exists in developed countries.
Yeah.
So the governments are on board with us because we do get a subvention from them with regard to the work that we do.
I want to take this opportunity to welcome person on Instagram, YouTube, and Facebook. And I can see some comments here, which I put up. Sharon and Karen, always from Virginia, Jamaica. Adrian Dawkins says, hi, Silburn, good evening. Good evening, all. Good evening, Silburn. Virginia, Jamaica said, well, special welcome, Mr. Castley, Beckford, and those who have been foundation members. So, Paul, you seem like you got a fan club there, if anything.
Well, I would not describe it as a fan club. These are people who, Virginia was very active in United Way of Jamaica. She's done tremendous amount of work there, and she still supports us.
Yes, yes, yes. And Paul, you're looking very Jamaican. I want to, before I can see that there. Before we go into something there, let me just go back again. You're in Jamaica. You're British.
Well, if you were to cut me, you'd see the word Jamaica written in my veins.
You got your Jamaican give you their visa still. You got your visa.
Yes, I've got a Jamaican passport. Basically, I had my British passport.
I was going to take out my both of them to show you, no?
Okay, all right. I do have a Jamaican passport. Yes. No, basically, I'm Jamaican true and true. Yeah. I'm at the place in my life where I've always wanted to be.
Yes, yes. No, that's wonderful, because sometimes I heard someone earlier today say, boy, they're going back to Jamaica now because they can't do the lockdown. And somebody said, are you trying to say COVID is not in Jamaica as well? But I think when people reach a point at the end of their tether, they want to say, I want to go back home to yard. And some people come back at the same time, while some stay. And I've known you for years, from 2004, when I've been going to the initial diaspora conference over and over again, and we've become a very strong friendship over the years. But you have maintained your commitment to Jamaica and all. With Dr. Henley Morgan, when you took me to Dr. Henley Morgan in, where was it? Jonestown? Trenchtown there. Yes, yes.
Save Trenchtown, save Jamaica.
Save Jamaica, yes. So no, that's great, and that's well done, and this is really encouraging. So tell us now about United Way now. How is the support that they get? the support network that they have to carry out their
Well,
functions?
okay, we get support from corporate Jamaica. Large organizations in Jamaica
Mm.
provide donations, and we also get donations from individuals. So, for example, if you are working in a company,
Yes.
we can come to your company and ask you fill out a form,
Yes.
and your company would deduct an amount that you've requested for United Way of Jamaica,
Mm.
and that deduction will be made and sent to us. Corporate Jamaica, they will make pledges and provide their funds. Most of corporate Jamaica, they've got what we call donor designated
Yes.
funds. So this means that they will say, look, I want the funds that this company is donating to go to a specific purpose.
Yes.
So that's what we call donor designated. Then you have funds that are undesignated. These are like individuals. They will just provide, make a donation through their
Yes.
workplace, or they could go on our website and make a donation. So those undesignated donations will be used for organizations that make applications to us for funding.
Yes.
Would you provide me with an opportunity just to mention a few of the
Please.
organizations
Please.
that have benefited
Benefit.
from? Yes. So, for example, I'm looking here, and you can get this information in our annual report
Mm.
on our website. We, in 2018, we donated 1.8 million Jamaican dollars advancing childhood education, Jamaica, for the Michael University. We are big in early childhood education. So anything to do with developing our young people at a very early stage, we will assist in that regard. Another organization that benefited from us, from our report here for the 2018 annual report, is Brownstown Community College.
Hey,
And
hey,
I
that's
deliberately
my
mentioned Brownstown. I wonder why. Could you tell me why I mentioned Brownstown, Silvan?
because I went to Brownstown Community College.
Wow!
Yeah.
How did I?
Yeah, Virgil Whiteman was my principal. He was one of
Yes.
and the orchestra.
Okay. Who was your principal?
Huh?
Who was your principal?
Virgil Whiteman.
Okay. So you see, I've just mentioned a couple of the organizations, and it so happened that I mentioned Brownstown. I don't know why,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
lots of organizations
yes, yes.
benefit from our undesignated funds.
Wow, that's awesome. So you mentioned something a while ago that different organizations with their staff give something per month or so to United Way through their pay package. Uh,
Yes.
is there any of them which is like at the top level, if anything?
There is a particular organization in Jamaica
Yes,
that is our highest individual
yes.
giving organization. You would be surprised
Okay,
to
well,
know
okay,
the name
okay,
of this
okay. No,
organization.
don't say it. Let me just give people who are listening and watching wherever you are. This is a question for you. Paul will give you the prize. I'll leave that to him to give
Me?
you the prize.
No. Don't set me up, boss man. I just want to bring to
I have the prize. I'll tell you. I'll tell them the prize after. If you can tell us, and Paul will confirm, which organization staff members, is that correct, Paul?
yes,
Contribute more towards United Way.
largest
The largest.
individual giving organization.
The largest giving. And I have a prize for you, and I'm going to take
Individual giving, not corporate giving, individual giving.
Individual giving. And this goes through the pay package, isn't it?
Yes, it's deducted from their salary at the end of each month and sent over to United Way of Jamaica.
So what you're saying then, the way our United Way is structured, it is structured a way whereby Jamaicans in their companies, teachers, wherever company or hotels or whatever, as a way they can contribute something from their pay package towards this, in a way of actually sustaining an area where the government may not be able to financially or so to help.
Indeed, indeed, indeed. And basically, because of the change in technology,
Mm.
you can also make your donations online at our website.
Yes, yes, yes.
Yes, because basically what will happen is that persons will retire and they're no longer on the payroll of the organization, but they want to still contribute to United Way of Jamaica.
Yeah.
Or they may have moved on from that organization and they want to still contribute to United Way.
Yeah.
So you could go online and contribute through our website.
Yeah. So that's really handy. And I'm, as you can see, I'm putting the contact details for United Way, which is there, because we're going to touch on a bit later, just before the end, as to how people can contribute from overseas, international.
Indeed, indeed.
How is it from your? You mentioned the organization which are benefited. Yes, we mentioned that already. Yeah, but how would you say in Jamaica is coping? I wouldn't say lockdown. Can we say Jamaica is a lot? Because on the North Coast, Paul, if I'm not mistaken, the tourist sector is, I wouldn't say the word wiped out, but nothing is really happening there, is it? Or is
not as much as not as much as happening there as before the pandemic, for obvious reasons. Yes, for obvious reasons. Yes.
Yeah. So therefore, how people are coping?
We in Jamaica, we are a resilient set of people. We are not the type of people who will throw our hands up in the air and say, look, that's it, pandemic, we can do anything. You'd be surprised. Persons who have been working, say, for example, in the hotel industry, I've read, and I've got evidence where some of them, they're gone into farming, or they were doing their farming on the side.
Yes.
And they've now gone into it big time. So persons have diversified their skills. And where employment has dried up in their particular main area, some of them, particularly those in the rural areas, they've gone into other activities, and one of the major activities they've gone into is farming.
Yes. So put it this way, we are a resourceful nation and a resourceful set of people as much as possible. Now, there's something which is happening November the 8th, which is Sunday coming, right? And this is, I was going to talk about how can overseas contribute to it, but this is a way how. If you can, I'm going to share something, Paul. But if you can start off what is happening on November the 8th, and I'll share the screen and then you can actually talk about it. Yes.
Okay, there is United Way of Jamaica is putting on a online auction artwork. The funds raised from this online auction will be used for the work of United Way of Jamaica. So the slide that is up at the moment, state of art live online auction presented by United Way of Jamaica. Yes. So anywhere you are in the world, you can come on board and participate in this online auction. The online auction will take place 5 to 7 p.m. Jamaica time. And basically, for those abroad who would like to participate in this online auction, we invite you to register. We have got the information on the document later on in the slides.
Yes.
And so the goals for this, the funds raised for this online auction is to contribute toward the work of United Way of Jamaica, to promote and support local artists, to generate positive mindshare for United Way of Jamaica, and towards cultivating new donors. So we're yes.
Yes.
So the the marketing campaign will combine a mix of traditional media and social media. So you could go on our Facebook page, United Way of Jamaica Facebook page, and you will see provide you'll be provided with information with regard to this auction.
Yes, yeah.
So what we are asking your audience to do is to participate in this auction. We cannot guarantee, or we're not able to send the artwork to you if you were to purchase a piece of artwork on this online activity. What we're asking you to do is to identify a relative or a friend in Jamaica to whom we could give that piece of artwork to. Let me repeat that. We are unable to ship the artwork to you. So we're asking you to identify friends or relatives in Jamaica who could collect the artwork on your behalf. And we're looking forward to your support.
And
it's going for a good cause,
yeah.
Cause of United Way of Jamaica.
And if we look at some of the artworks here, because you sent me some pictures, this is what people can buy.
Yes. They can participate in the auction, yes?
Okay, okay.
Silban is showing images. Can you show a couple more images, please, Silban?
I'll show a couple more, yep. There we are. And there's another one there.
Yep.
Are you able to narrate and say, now, ladies and gentlemen, this is...
Ladies and gentlemen, if you want information about the artist and the background of the artist, we have got a booklet that we could WhatsApp to you or send it to you by email. So some of you may be curious, saying to yourself, could you give me the names of the artists? We could do better than that. We could provide you with a booklet to give you the background information about these artists.
Yes. Now that is really powerful, Paul, and this is the way how Jamaica. Sorry, let me just bring you back in, Paul. Just 1 second. I'll bring you back in. There we go. And this is a way how Jamaicans overseas can contribute to the United Way through this particular function on November the 8th.
One of the ways.
One of the ways, and that's 5 to 7 p.m.
Jamaica time.
Jamaica time.
So, yes.
And
so wherever, so for example, you're in the UK.
Yes.
It would be from
10
you're 5 hours ahead of us.
10 to 12. We are 5 hours.
10 to 12. Yes.
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 Let me just see if anybody answered that question there. And if nobody answered the question, we just say it, give it to them. Good evening, gentlemen. That's not the question. Answer. Contribute. Oh no.
Oh no. Virginia, how could you?
Now the problem is this now. She's going to want to know what prize.
No, Virginia used to work for United Way of Jamaica.
Please do not use the political arena for, please, it's for everyone, no alignments.
Good one, Virginia.
Yeah.
I hope and trust that we have not made the mistake and mentioned anything political. We are far away from anything political.
I think we didn't, even though I'm very political. And now, I said that the prize I'll give to someone, and the prize is this. Paul, many years ago in Jamaica.
Before you go on, Silban.
Yes.
Are your viewers clear as to which organization is the largest individual giving organization?
The police.
The Jamaica Constabulary Service.
Yeah. Now, elaborate on that before I was going to something. Elaborate on what that means, the constable force, the police force, as a major contributor individually.
Yes. Basically, it's, how can I describe it? Many people, I'm sure, would have been surprised that is the Jamaica Constabulary Force.
Yeah.
That is the largest individual giving organization to United Way of Jamaica. It speaks volume to the Constabulary Force in that, in spite of the challenges they face in their work, they are providing funds to help to build up Jamaica. That's all I can say, because their funds are what you call non-designated.
Yeah.
So any organization could apply for funds within the non-designation section, and we've got an allocation committee that allocates the funds to organizations that apply for our funds. Sylvan, if you allow me to just speak to the governance structure of United Way of Jamaica.
Please, Paul.
Yeah, many people are of the view, and sometimes wrong view, about contributing to charitable organizations because they do not know where the money is going.
It's a good point.
I cannot overemphasize the strong corporate structure that exists at United Way of Jamaica. You've got a board of governors, and on this board you have many top persons from corporate Jamaica who are on this board. Then we've got an executive committee
Yes.
below the board, and then we've got subcommittees to the board. So,
Yes.
for example, we've got a finance and admin committee that is a subcommittee to the board.
Yes.
And finally, we are registered with a charity commission in Jamaica.
Yes.
We are a registered charity, and we prepare annual audited financial statements. We cannot be part of the registered charities commission if we do not provide audited financial statements.
And looking on the board members, you're also a member of the board as well. I can see Dr. Marcia Forbes, she's the chair.
Yes.
Mr. Ian Forbes, immediate past chair, but still board. And Devon Smith, just calling up some name. Rennie Menzies Malcolm, Miss Elena Terrelong, a very cross section, Mr. Scott Dunn. And then Dr. Henry Morgan, my good friend. Yeah,
Dr.
Henry Morgan. Yeah, I'm glad you mentioned that, Paul, because especially people from overseas, whenever we hear contribute this, contribute that, Jamaicans always say where the money is going to, who's accountable to it. So they tend not to like to send to organizations. Some people like to send it directly to the person and give it to someone to put in the person's hand.
Okay.
You know?
We have got a strong corporate governance structure. As a matter of fact, I have got, because I sit on the board of United Way of Jamaica,
yes,
in my other work, i.e. I am a chartered accountant, qualified to practice here in Jamaica. I also do business advisory services. And organizations will come to me and said, Paul, we are trying to establish a corporate governance structure at our company. We know that you sit on the board of United Way of Jamaica.
Yes.
So therefore, we want you to assist us for a fee, part of my work, in establishing a corporate governance structure for our company. And I'm not referring to Mickey Mouse companies. I'm talking about companies that are listed on the Jamaica Stock Exchange, where a corporate governance structure must be in place. So the fact that I am associated with United Way of Jamaica, and that was put to me, that means that companies in Jamaica recognize the
quality and credibility
governance structure at United Way of Jamaica.
And what you're saying as well, as being a board member or so, it speaks into the credibility and the quality of the individuals, whereby it is an added bonus. You're adding to the company and the company is adding to you at the same time, whereby, you know, it puts your name abroad and you big abroad or so like that, as we say.
Well, all members of the board of United Way of Jamaica,
yes,
we've got to get a fit and proper report to continue to be a member
Oh, wow.
of the board. And if ever you were to be involved in anything naughty,
Yes. You
it's
were
not a good.
you then were a member of the board.
Yeah.
No, it is good. It is good, Paul. I mean, and I don't know if there's any last thing you say before I wrap up and summarize. We we we,
Fundament-
'Cause we dealt with how Jamaicans overseas can assist with this project, and yeah, just any last word, Paul.
Yeah, I want to make 2 points
Yes,
in
please.
closing. First and foremost, we're asking persons in the diaspora to assist us with our work here in Jamaica. Please contribute not just funds, but if you've got ideas
Ideas.
that could assist us with regard to early childhood education or anything else in terms
Mm.
of the upliftment of our people, please support us. Yes, you
I,
can make your contribution on our website. If you've got any issues or questions, you could go and send us an email from the email address
yes,
on our website. And lastly, please support our online auction,
yes.
art work
November.
art auction on the 8th of November.
Yes, and we will speak, Paul, as to see how um, my platform can contribute to that as well, because I contributed to one of the telethons which I had recently in
Okay.
Jamaica during the lockdown, and you know, as a Jamaican overseas, I think it's important that I share my skill set as well. And I'm glad what you said is not just about the money, but also it's about sharing your expertise as well. And as you mentioned about childcare issues, that's what I do as a childcare lawyer. So every day I'm in
Okay.
court virtually. I can't tell when last I've seen a courtroom, Paul, since past
Okay.
March the 24th. But it's an area which is very concerning now, and I tell you why. Because of the lockdown, lots of children who are in
Indeed.
situation which is not nice are with also the perpetrators, because everybody's locked down, and the mental health factor, all of those things playing a serious role. I've been involved with and speak to a couple of social workers over here who are Jamaicans and really so keen on how they can help Jamaica somehow in
I'm
that
not
area.
hearing you, Siobhan.
I'm sorry, Paul.
I wasn't hearing you just now.
No, what I was trying to say is that I know of social workers here in the
Mm,
UK who also want to play a part in
indeed.
somehow helping Jamaica in all those sort of
Yes.
respects. So,
Mm,
so what you said there is very important, Paul.
yeah. Sir Silburn, I
Yes.
thank you so much for providing this opportunity for
Mm,
me to speak to your audience in the
yes.
diaspora. You've contributed
Yes.
more than you perceive it to be.
Yes.
Yes,
Yes. Yes.
this platform has been great,
Yes.
and we are willing to come back at any time to
Oh
participate in your discussions with
no.
regard to connecting with Jamaica. We've got lots of information that we'd like to share with the diaspora that will be
Yeah.
very useful to
Yeah.
them.
And
So I'd like to think that this is just a start.
this is definitely just a start, Paul. And which years ago we talk about eye and ear, the eyes and the ears of the country, and all those sort of things.
Yes.
So it's very important. So, ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you so much for joining tonight, and for those who join us by, I'm just want to show something here. The same those who join us by Instagram, thank you over there, guys, and those who join us by YouTube and Facebook. Uh, United Way, an organization which we have seen or which we have heard, is playing a fundamental role in sustaining an area which sometimes government cannot sustain. And I believe also when I saw the Mark Rushford thing, and when I was speaking to Paul, when I saw Mark Rushford in the UK going out of his way to get the government to actually help young children, students, kids who are hungry, organizations, Paul, started to come on board. McDonald's, they're going to do that. That company said they're going to do that. People start to do that. And then all of a sudden, I just say, hang on a second. That's the answer. Yes, let the government give something as well, but the people are able to sustain the people. And this is what you're saying. So it's like Jamaica is leading the way.
Relative to our resources, yes, we
Yes,
are
yes,
being proactive.
yes,
So
yes.
we need resources, resources, resources.
Yes, yes. So, ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you so much for joining. And this is a quick show. We're going to 30 minutes, but I think it's very good, action packed, straight to the point. Contribute to United Way, the details which have been shared over and over. Like and subscribe to the Silver and Show. Tune in on Sundays as well. And I mentioned something earlier, and it's very important because I want to touch onto every aspect and every facets of Jamaica. I see these recent politicians became MPs. And I want to get to the bottom of their story, Paul, as to their dream and their vision for a better Jamaica as well. Because we can always, every individual has something in them. And sometimes we can move away from the maze and the confusion of the political zone and try to find who is this person. So you're going to see some personalities coming on the show every Sundays or Friday or so. And Paul will be coming back at different times where we touch on to different aspects of Jamaica as we connect Jamaica to the UK and the diaspora. Okay? Thank you very much and have a good night. Paul, you don't go away. You stay right there. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you to everyone.
Thank you. Bye-bye.